Rebbe Nachman said to learn his Torah and to go with the Torah for 3 months. That was 2-3 months is what he said, to take a Torah, not just learn it to understand the Torah, but to live the Torah for 2-3 months. And Rebbe Nachman was very wanted that you should learn his Torahs in depth. He also wanted that you should learn his Torahs bekiyus. Rebbe Nachman said that you need no hagdamas to learn his Torah. Like we all think that, Kabbalah, you got to be 40 years old. Why? Because you need to go through Torah Shebiksav, you need to go through Shas, Paiskim, in order to be able to. Rebbe Nachman said clearly, to learn my Torah, you don't need any hagdamas. I would think the only hagdama you need is Aleph Beis. So the question is, many, many people try learning Rebbe Nachman's Torah alone, and they're not successful because they are right away pushed away by the language barrier. He starts to talk about things that seem to be very lofty things and things that are not relatable to what we're going through daily, even though there are many things that are relatable. So people tend to take out the things that are relatable, and they forget about all the different things that are not relatable. For instance, Ein Shum Yish Ba'olam Klal. Everybody knows, Rebbe Nachman said, Asa L'yayish, and Ein Shum Yish Ba'olam Klal. Or Mitzvah Gedolah is B'simcha Tamid. Or B'chol Olam Kulei Geshet Tzamid V'ikar Shalelas V'achad Klal. All of these things are little one sentences out of a mountains of build-up that to show the mechanics of how he got to there, and B, to explain to you how to live Ein Shum Yish Ba'olam Klal. How many times a day are you miyayish? But if you asked me that question years ago, I would say I'm never miyayish. You know what yish is? Yish is when you jump off the bridge. That's yish. Yish happens to us daily, almost once an hour. That's to say it's small. We're constantly giving up on something. And so Rebbe Nachman understood this and understood that this is a challenge, and he brought Torah from very, very high place to go into the lowest place, because the higher you go, the lower, when your light goes, the higher the light goes, the more coverage it has. He went to the highest place. He said, I went to the highest place to bring my Torah so that it could talk to the lowest, most darkest place in the world. So in order to live it and to understand it, yes, we could take it surface level, and you could take Ein Shum Yish Ba'olam Klal, very surface level, and just say, don't despair. And anytime you're acknowledging that you're close to despair, which happens once a year, or 5 times a year, or 10 times a year, depending on the person's self-awareness, that's when you're going to use his Torah. But if you live his idea, and you live and you understand his building of the mechanics of how it's interconnected and intertwined with the blueprint of the Bria and the makeup of mankind, and you realize that he's not just giving me chizuk as a tool in my toolbox, that when I'm going to acknowledge I'm in this challenge, that's when I'm going to use it. But he's telling you that you're in this. He's making you aware, first of all, and giving you hope that no other tzaddik gave, and he's exclusive in this place. What I'm learning, what I learned, is that Breslov is only one version of Rebbe Nachman. Rebbe Nachman's Torah is for the entire world, and he said it. He said that when my sefer will be accepted in the world, you can prepare for Mashiach. Rebbe Nachman said there's no difference between me and Mashiach. Only the Mashiach is going to say Torah, and he's going to say K'moishe Kosev Likutei Moharan. These words, big words. Rebbe Nachman said that the only difference between me and Mashiach is Mashiach they're going to listen to, and me they don't listen to. Rebbe Nachman's Torah is for the entire world. He doesn't want you to become a Breslov Chassid. He wants you to become an Erlich Yid. And we don't need to brand it into a place in order to define Rebbe Nachman's Torah. And this is the thing that woke me up to say, wow, so if I was chosen, if I was born into this thing, then I have a mission. My mission is to spread Rebbe Nachman's Torah and get people to connect to themselves and connect to Hashem. And this is Torah that is dynamite, that is just, he talks to every individual. The same sentence could be talking to 100 people and have a different meaning. How is that possible? So the only way to really experience it is by learning, of course. Learning, any kind of learning is going to experience it. But befrat, if you're learning his Torah in a way to live his culture. And the only way you can do that is by learning it in depth. And the only way to learn in depth is to visualize and to believe one thing, that this tzaddik, and this is not Rebbe Nachman's chiddush, this is brought down in Gemara, that when we learn the Chazal, any Chazal, sefsoisav doivois bekever, his lips are moving in the kever, which means Rabbi Yochanan, Rav, Shmuel, all the Tanaim, when I'm learning their memra, they are talking to me right now. I am having a personal share, not from my Rosh Yeshiva, but from this tzaddik. When you believe that concept in your learning of Torah, period, befrat when you're learning Pnimiyas Torah and you're going into something that's talking about your nefesh, that's talking about your soul, you're going to start having questions. So if you have a question, when I'm learning with you b'chavrusa, or you're giving me a share and I have a question, is there such a thing as a stupid question? No, because even if the question is that I didn't understand, it's not stupid, lo yabayish shalomad, right? So there's not such a thing as a stupid question. Number one. So that means any question that I have, and I'm visualizing that you're learning with me, is a question. That's number one. Number two is, not every question has an answer. I have to understand that not every question, and even if it has an answer, not every question will I have the answer. Number three is, even if I think I have the answer, it's not the answer to the pshat in what he's saying. It's an answer to the pshat in what he's saying in me. What is Rebbe Nachman telling me today? Which means tomorrow I could learn the same sentence and see something completely different. And that's why it's so deep. So when we're learning this Torah, Be'in, we are learning it for our self-growth. And of course, we want to inspire others and grow as a group. But really, we're looking to learn to grow ourselves, to fix our emotional pain, our spiritual pain, and even our physical pain through learning the Pnimiyas Torah, and befrat through learning Rebbe Nachman's Torah. So what our tachlis is to spread learning Rebbe Nachman's Torah in depth and to live his culture. And each person can do that on their own. They don't need a Rebbe to teach them how to learn. They need to learn how to break through the language barrier. There is a little bit of a language barrier, but once you understand what a bechina is, and once you understand what basic Kabbalah is, real basic Kabbalah, you can open up, anybody who knows how to learn, can open up a Likutei Moharan and start learning by yourself. Number two is there are English translations, and there's many Perushim on the Torah which you can use to first learn the Torah and listen to what the Rebbe says to you without ever looking into a Rashi or a Taisus. You didn't hear the words once, go over it again and again, and get something. And once you went through the Torah and you got the map of the Torah, now you start challenging the Rebbe and you start asking, but Rebbe, I don't understand you. Or, Rebbe, you're contradicting yourself. Or, Rebbe, how come you changed the language on the same phrase? In the first sieve you wrote it this way, in the second sieve you wrote it this way. I'm encouraging the people to learn, so that, and the real tachlis is that each person should come with their shtickle Torah. This is what the Rebbe told me. Share me your inspiration. Let me share, and this is my inspiration. And to create that kind of a chabura and vibe, and I believe that will expand and become something. And we're not out to change your life. We're out to make you connect to Hashem and connect to yourself. And that's the tachlis of this Torah.